G'day everybody, it's John Seville from Acorn Wealth Corp, and what an interesting day in the market. Beautiful technical action here. Let's just quickly summarize. We've S&P over the last 12 months, 11 months here, had we've got an ascending rising wedge here, broken down, going into a head and shoulders pattern. Broke down there. We created perfect support here at between 2030 and 2040 for the head and shoulders. That's where it stopped, as the head and shoulders should. If you look at the measurement here, you measure that out, that's exactly where the head and shoulders dropped to. And that's exactly where open range began for Friday, August 21st. So key resistance then at 2023. So then we've dropped, and then we've also then come into this consolidation pennant after the first big drop, which means we've actually got the potential here for a bearish flag, or an inverse flag, which means if we were to continue and this flag, inverse flag were to confirm itself, we're looking to a drop down to 1750 to 1740 once the breakout has occurred. So if we're going to suppose that there is a potential flag formation here, we look at obviously where the open range is. We close within open range. So we still haven't broken either way yet for the open range of September 2015. We went up above and then closed straight back beneath it. That shows you that the open range has held true for the short side so far, with this trend line also holding it down, and it gives us the possible shape now of the flag. So that's a good sign. That confirms that potentially that resistance most certainly is there, because I can't see anything else that would have held it back. Now, going into tomorrow, the Japanese market, the Nikkei, is down currently in overseas trading, and also when I last looked at the S&P futures, S&P 500 futures, we were down about 10 points. So that happened very quickly, about half an hour after the market. I guess it was half an hour after I finished trading rooms. So it was about 5:30 Pacific, and that started to occur. So we're obviously early right now. So tomorrow morning, could be exciting. I hold some 1950 puts on the SPY, which expire tomorrow. So I mean, if I get any kind of a sharp drop, down to the bottom of this consolidation here. So I'm looking at this kind of support around 192. I'll just take profit. Any kind of gap down, I'll likely take profit right away, and then look to reposition into weeklies, looking into next week. You can look at one of the students I was talking to earlier today said that he bought some October $12 calls on FAZ, which is a triple bear on the financials, for 60 cents. I think he said so. I mean, that because it's at 12.66 now, I had to check those prices, but if it's anything around that, that's a very low-priced speculative trade, because that's obviously in a bullish flag formation, or at least a pennant. And if that then breaks to the upside, you're looking at a rally up to 16. So I mean, obviously, even if they were $1, if they can rally $4 or $3, I mean that's a 300-400% return. So those are some of the things on the highlights. In terms of new potential trades, NUGT is one that I'm looking to short tomorrow. This has got, if we go to the 15-minute chart, you'll see that this has got a nice half-decent setup. You can see it's coming out of a head and shoulders pattern. It was also a head and shoulders pattern back here as well. So it's just kind of head and shouldering all over the place. So there's your head and shoulders there. We sent this out as an alert, so it's the head and shoulders actually here. It's a very kind of short one, but then down another one. You can see that the directional movement system is telling us that the sellers are in control, confirmed by ADX now. The money flow is divergent, dropped below zero, and the moving averages are in control. So I'd be looking at just a really quick short from just around where it is now at if it rallies up into resistance at 285, or a break below the low of the candle here at 282. Either one, basically take the short down to the 263 to 267 level is what I'm looking at, and that should be a nice little profit of about roughly 20 cents, or 7% or so. And so I'd just be popping the stop loss just above the just above that high at say 293, but paying attention to the intraday moves for that as well. But that's how I would pre-program it. COO reported earnings. Or about to. Let me just double check that. Yes, they did report today. Their reports revenues were in line, and the guidance was in line. Let's say reports revenues in line, guides Q4 EPS in line, revenues below consensus. I mean, that's susceptible to get pounded tomorrow. There is no aftermarket trading, but that could be a nice little short. You can see here that it's on the intraday chart is already a bearish pattern. You got what do you call it, a descending triangle, and you can see that the Twigs money flow just dropping away. So this could certainly be a nice short somewhere between 160 to 161 if you get a chance to short it at that. Again, looking at that as a stock trade or possibly an options trade, because that could be really punished if it's obviously showing weakness like that. Look at where this has come from. You know, we're dealing with a very long rally from basically $12 to 200 almost, and so that it could certainly be suspect to some profit taking. Rallied right into resistance today, so good shorting opportunity perhaps here from down around this area around 160 or below, and that could at least get down to 152. So it could be an options play. Could also be a stock play now that earnings is behind us, and obviously I'll be looking at this trend line as a place or the high of this candle here at 165.69 as an area of resistance that should hopefully hold. Whether it's stocks or options, that's kind of the area I'd be wanting to see respected. So that's COO. Obviously, just a quick look at some of the stocks, the trades that we're in. At KLAC is holding beautifully. I'm holding puts on this. This is looking great. Hasn't had any rally again above resistance, which is superb. STX, one of the recent stocks we highlighted. I haven't bought puts in this myself yet because I'm just in a lot already, but still one of my ones that I'm really favourable of, and that's performed great in these markets as well. No lift at all in the STX over the kind of the rally that we saw yesterday. So looking great. And that is your executive summary for today, and I wish you the very best in tomorrow's markets. I'll see you all next week. Take care and good night.